Hello and welcome to our More Movement presentation. My name is Caitlyn and I'm from Sharp Health Plan's Best Health team. And this is Rachel.
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Heredia and I'm a wellness consultant for Best Health and Sharp Health Plan.
Today we're going to focus on your motivation. What's your why? Why is physical activity important? How much physical activity is right for you? What type of physical activity is best for you? Tips to increase your physical activity in your day. How does healthy eating fit in with physical activity? Resources, as well as creating an action plan and some reflections. So what's your why? There are two great days in a person's life, the day we're born and the day we discover why, by William Barclay. So when you know your why, your how and what will follow. We want to just think through these things as we move into an activity. So the questions are, what motivates you? Why should you change your physical activity? What do you hope to achieve by changing your level of activity? And why is being healthy important to you? So let's just think through those things right now.
All right, so with those types of questions in mind and really trying to understand what our why is and really what the motivation is behind these changes, here's an activity that you can actually walk through. If you have a pencil and paper or not, you can just think through it, that's fine too. So we'll go through some of these questions as well. So step one, why do you want to move more? Step two, what kind of movement? Maybe so it won't feel so much like a have to or a should, but a want to. Where and when can you fit more movement into your day? What do you need to get started? Step three, who can you tell about your intention to move more? And then create one more movement SMART goal. We'll dive into this a little bit more so that we can understand the purpose of SMART goals and how they really help set you up for success. All right, so let's talk about the benefits of physical activity. Physical activity can help you lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. It can reduce the risk of developing health conditions like cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, depression, anxiety, and many, many more. We're going to look at a couple pictures here. So what you see in front of you is actually a slice of muscle mass. These are the legs of a 40-year-old triathlete, a 70-year-old triathlete, and a 74-year-old sedentary man. So the dark area that you see, that's considered muscle mass. And then that lighter area on that very far right photo, that's adipose tissue or fat. So really what this is showing is the more physical activity you can get that can help you build muscle, the better it is for you for many reasons. So it can decrease risk of injury, it can help with balance, it increases your rate of metabolism, and it definitely, you can see in these pictures, shows the difference between someone that is sedentary versus someone that is actively fit. So physical activity also increases bone mass, which reduces the risk of osteoporosis. And you can see here the difference between a normal bone and an osteoporotic bone. Exercise helps to break down bones, and then it helps them to become stronger through the healing process. This can help reduce your risk of fracture.
So we wanted to go into the benefits of physical activity. If you've ever hit the gym or gone on a walk after a stressful day, chances are good that you probably felt better afterward, both physically and mentally. Most of the time, people feel accomplished, more relaxed after even just a little bit of exercise. And while good exercise habits help with improved physical outcomes, evidence shows there's a strong link between exercise and mental health too. So improving mood is a big one. It releases endorphins and serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter in the brain that helps create those feelings of happiness, reduces your symptoms of depression, anxiety, and stress. It promotes better sleep, and it prevents cognitive decline and memory loss. which increases the production of healthy cells in your brain. And also, lastly, it fosters self-confidence, which is great. So how much physical activity is right for you? We always say to maintain your weight, work your way up to about 150 minutes of moderate intensity of aerobic activity or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity aerobic activity, or an equal combination per week. And to lose weight and keep it off, you always say to exceed those amounts in correlation to how quickly you want to lose the weight. And we always say to talk to your doctor before starting a physical activity program. Just for your lifestyle, we're not sure of your personal history, so we always recommend going through this with your doctor. And also for understanding the difference between moderate and vigorous intensity, you can challenge yourself by using the talk test. So if conversation becomes more difficult, then you know that you're going into that vigorous activity. And then what type of physical activity is best for you? So we talked a little bit about moderate intensity exercises, but what are those? Some things are walking, like jogging, water aerobics, hiking, dancing. Same thing with moderate, you can feel your breathing and heart rate getting faster, but you can still carry on that conversation like we talked about with the talk test. That's a little bit of the moderate intensity. And then the vigorous intensity is where your heart rate is increasing substantially. You're breathing a bit too hard to have a conversation. That's going to be your running, basketball, jump roping, bicycling, lap swimming. And then we always say about 30 minutes a day is a sweet spot for about maximal health protection, but it's always fine to break those things up into 3-minute 10 sessions a day, going on a walk for 10 minutes, doing jump roping for 10 minutes, just trying to get that in here and there when you can. And as always, get clearance from your physician.
So let's talk about the difference between exercise and movement. Really, the purpose of this is to discuss reframing. So when you think of exercise, we often think of it being difficult or hard. We think about running, maybe doing online workouts, or maybe something that we are setting a goal to do, but it feels like like on our to-do list. Not necessarily something that we want to do, but something that we have to do or that we should do. It can be time-consuming depending on what goals you're setting for yourself. So when we look at exercise versus movement, when we think of the word movement, we think of just natural, functioning, maybe going for a hike or taking a walk, something that's a little bit more enjoyable. So if this is how you interpret these two words here, the purpose of this really, like I said, is to reframe and start with something that you like. If you're setting a physical activity goal for yourself, or you're challenging yourself to maybe make it a little bit harder, maybe challenging your physical activity to go from, let's say running 3 miles to running 5. And you just really want to challenge yourself in this new year. That's excellent. But find the thing that you really enjoy. Find the thing that doesn't feel like a have to. And that's the thing that you're probably going to stick to. It's going to be more of a sustainable change. So what are some tips to increase physical activity in your day? How do you stay active? So start small. Maybe parking further away from the grocery store, let's say, if you're going grocery shopping. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Keep walking or athletic shoes in your car, so you don't really have any excuse at all to not just go for that quick 10-minute walk that Caitlyn mentioned earlier. And then, as I mentioned, finding activities that you enjoy. We tend to willingly do them more if we enjoy them. And then create time for it, prioritize it. Physical activity is very important for our well-being just overall, so it's something that it should be a priority. And then how can you make it social? How can you make it fun? Maybe going on a walk with a friend, and if it's safe to do that, or even putting in your AirPods and calling someone, having a great conversation while you're taking a brisk walk, something to make it a little bit more enjoyable. And don't forget just the safety and exercising wisely. So drinking extra water, even more than you normally do, because when you sweat, you're dehydrating yourself. Making sure that you're warming up and cooling down before and or after your workout so that you stay safe and you keep all of your muscles and joints safe and healthy. Wearing comfortable clothing and appropriate shoes, always really important when avoiding injury. And paying attention to any discomfort you feel during exercise. I know sometimes people like to, push through pain or discomfort, but sometimes it's really important to understand, how am I feeling? Maybe you do need to make an adjustment in your shoes, or maybe there is something going on where your gait is a little bit off, or you're feeling a little like you have a limp on one side that could affect you in the future. So maybe calling your doctor and saying, hey, I noticed something a little off in my normal exercise today. And don't forget to stretch. That's so important when we take care of our muscles after we work them really hard, to stretch them out so that they don't, get really tense and start pulling on the ligaments and tendons that really support our joints. And always follow your doctor's recommendations concerning any medications you may be taking, any physical activity restrictions that you may have.
So we also wanted to remind you, healthy eating is very important when you're starting or improving your lifestyle of activity, of physical activity. So just the combination of two is going to be really helpful and beneficial for you. If the benefits are feeling and looking great, doing activities you want to be able to do and enjoy, like Rachel had mentioned, get sick less often, prevent and control high blood pressure and cholesterol, help reduce stress and improve your energy, as well as decrease inflammation. And then we'll move on to some more tips on how to eat healthier. So some tips on how to do that maybe is to plan ahead, meal prep, menu plan, make a grocery list, always have items on hand for quick snacks when things get busy. Have cut up vegetables, fruits, nuts, popcorn, things like that. Know your labels. This, not that. Look at the serving size. Look at the sugars. Look at the fats. When you're getting takeout, look at choosing non-starchy vegetables for your side instead of rice or French fries. A good plate model is to have half your plate of vegetables and fruit, a quarter of lean protein, and then a quarter of carbs, preferably a quality high fiber one or whole grain one. And then don't drink your calories. We always say that. Limit those sugary beverages, soda, juice, alcohol. It's not all or nothing, but just, start making small changes. Work on one or two things at a time. Start with those manageable bite-sized pieces and then add on slowly. We also wanted to go over some virtual resources that we think is really helpful for keeping an active lifestyle and overall healthy and well-being. So for us, our Best Health Wellness program, we have an online portal that you can go to and check out learning modules. We have Best Health Coaching. We also partner with Studio Sweat on Demand, which we'll go into a little bit more, but that's just a Netflix library of exercises and programs that you can watch and do at home. So that's really helpful. Podcasts, we have some great recommendations. These explore scientific research on happiness, the science of happiness. We also have Calm, and that's a great app. And also Down Dog, which is yoga, HIIT, bar, and a 7-minute workout that continues to support our mental health and physical health during this time, as well as The Joy of Movement. It's an awesome book by psychologist Kelly McGonigal. It just explains how exercise helps us find happiness, hope, connection, and courage. So just finding that joy in what we're doing and being more having more movement in our day. And then these are some great websites. We always use these for when our presentations and talking about information on overall well-being, the Greater Good Science Center and Walcoa. Just wanted to highlight a couple more physical activity resources and discounts that we have with Best Health. So Studio Sweat on Demand, like I said, great. It's just a local fitness center here in San Diego. They offer streaming fitness on demand product with a library of over 1,000 fitness classes. They have spin, sculpt, mind body, abs, core, you name it, they have it. All you need is just the internet, your PC, your laptop, your mobile device, anything where you can see on a screen, and you can work out wherever and whenever you want. And for Sharp Health Plan members and Best Health users, they get a discounted rate of $9 a month. So it's a really great option for being at home. And then Choose Healthy. There is an Active and Fit Direct program. It's a self-pay fitness program. You can choose over 10,000 of participating fitness centers for about $25 a month. And they're actually fully virtual right now as well. And also with through Choose Healthy, there's a fitness product and program discount program where it's about 57% or more off of Fitbit, Garmin, Zumba, Skechers, a lot of popular health and fitness brands. So go ahead and check those out. There's those websites right there if you'd like. We also want to let you know about our Best Health Coaching Program. It's a no-cost 6-week program. You're going to have a weekly 30-minute phone call with your health coach, and they focus on your goals. They customize action plans aimed at improving results and your long-term health. You're going to be building a relationship with your coach, reaching your goals, and focusing on things such as weight management, tobacco cessation, nutrition, exercise, stress management. So it's not just movement, but you can focus on other goals as well. It's no cost to you. If you want to check it out, email us at besthealth@sharp.com.
Okay, so when deciding to set goals, it's really important to create an action plan. Really, this is a good way to just kind of break it down and make it very realistic. So deciding what you want. What is your overall goal with physical activity? Does it have to do with weight? Does it have to do with how much you're exercising? Is it time? Something like that. So we talk about making SMART goals, and that's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-oriented. And these just help you know not only that you're working towards something in a really achievable way, but also when you do achieve it, you know that you have. It's hard for us to achieve something like, I want to get healthier, and know what that looks like to us. But if I say, I would like to ride my bike 4 days a week for 20 minutes a day, I know that I've achieved that, or I know if I didn't, and so I can adjust my goal accordingly. So deciding what you want first, and then really visualize achieving that goal. What is that going to feel like after the end of it? You know, when you've worked hard and you've done something consistently, and you're able to check that off. What does that feel like? What does that look like to you? Writing it down always helps. Include as much detail as possible, and then reread it often. Place it somewhere where you see it, maybe every morning, maybe every day, by your computer or on your refrigerator, or something where you have a constant reminder of something that's important to you, so you feel a little bit more motivated to continue working towards it. And then don't forget to reward yourself for all of the little accomplishments as well as the big one when you accomplish that big goal. All right, so we have some reflections, and really this is, you can just think through these. Again, you can write them down, but the goal of this is to take all the information that you just learned, and maybe it was a reminder to some of you, and maybe there was some new stuff that you picked up there. But the question that we have for you is, how do you plan to adjust your physical activity based on the information in this workshop? Which healthy tips are you able to implement today? Maybe you're ready to get started and you're feeling motivated, and that's something that's important to you. And then which of the resources that were provided today would you be willing to explore more? So we'd like to wrap up with a reflection. This is from Kelly McGonigal. Movement will give you access to joy that will dramatically improve the quality of your life, help support mental health, and create more meaning and belonging. So with that, we want to thank you, and this is our Best Health team. So from us to you, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.